In an article about photography, journalism, and the death of Princess Diana, Lydia Brower and Vicky Shields write the following about celebrity. Access to the star's real or private person becomes especially crucial, as it is this essence that gives unity to an otherwise fragmented and highly constructed presentation of self. This idea is the basis of what I want to explore about celebrity and visuality. Celebrities are, of course, a popular topic today. There has been a great deal of scholarship and speculation over why we as a society are so bizarrely obsessed with them. It is also evident that visuality plays an important part in the entire cult of celebrity. I believe that a great deal of this is aimed at the search for the star's true or inner self, rather than their celebrity persona. It's easy to see that there's a premium on any knowledge of a celebrity's inner life. Just look at the tabloid business. The exciting stories are always about someone spilling the beans or telling the exclusive truth, but not about a star's newly cast role. That sort of news does generate some excitement, but not nearly as much as something personal. This is where paparazzi photography comes into the picture. On the surface, paparazzi photography is a little silly. Every celebrity who's big enough to have fans has a whole plethora of pictures available to the public. A Google image search will do it. Many of these pictures are professionally taken, with clothes, makeup, and maybe even props, made specifically so that the celebrity looks good and usually sexually alluring. Although fans will take a look through them, though, they're not nearly as interesting as paparazzi photographs. Even if said paparazzi shot is unflattering to the extreme, it's still a window into the private life, the real life, of a celebrity. The photograph is important, too. It's not nearly as exciting to say that so-and-so was seen in a car with a woman, or that so-and-so was reportedly picking out baby clothes. Having a photograph allows you to experience the moment firsthand, to catch a glimpse into a star's private life that an article can't capture. Reading someone else's text, you must rely on their interpretation. Given an unstaged photograph, however, you are one step closer to that celebrity. You can draw your own impressions about the meaning in their facial expression or posture, rather than having to accept someone else's word that they looked upset or angry. There is, however, a way for posed photographs to gain legitimacy, by being signed. Autographs are such a common part of our experience that we don't often stop to think about them, but they are truly a very strange phenomenon. Why on earth is it such a big deal for a celebrity to write their name on something? And they write it on anything, from playbills to questionable body parts. But if you have time to prepare, the first choice is always a photograph, and usually a posed photograph of that celebrity in costume as a character. Signatures are so important that there even exist certificates verifying that yes, this signature really did come from this person. This all makes me think of the class presentation on writing as a form of art or visuality. In many cases, celebrity autographs are completely illegible, and they don't lose any value because of it, which makes it seem unlikely that their primary purpose is to be read. And really, it's fairly obvious that they aren't meant to identify the celebrity, as the autograph is directly on top of that person's picture. It seems more a part of the picture than a label for it. Bear with me now, because this comparison is a bit of a stretch, but I think there's some real merit to it. In class, we discussed the phenomenon of religious icons and how it is problematic for them to be produced by human hands. Therefore, some kind of ritual often must be enacted for the icon to become a divine object. In a more secular world, we know that celebrity images are staged. Often they're even of characters, but when they depict the celebrity as him or herself, they are still that person's public persona, created specifically for consumption. In order to create a kind of authenticity for the picture, it must be autographed. An autographed photo, even if it is staged, takes on some of that elusive quality of the true self, because the real, true person of the celebrity saw it and touched it as part of their own lived experience. In many cases, the addition of an autograph brings the celebrity in the posed photo closer to the fan, too. Many autographs are done in person, and even those that aren't can be mailed and addressed specifically to a person. In this case, not only is the celebrity lending authenticity to the picture via the signature, but he or she is making a direct connection between the fan and that authentic self. This brings me to the celebrity activity that first inspired me to think about this topic, the photo op. Now, I proudly admit that I'm a pretty geeky person and I've gone to a few conventions in my life, but the idea of photo ops still weirds me out a little bit. For those of you outside this social sphere, here's the basic idea. A celebrity confirms that they will be attending a convention and that there will be a photo op scheduled. Fans then purchase tickets, often in advance and usually for between about $50 and $100, depending on the popularity of the celebrity. At the appointed time, the fans will then join a line and often spend hours waiting to get to the head of it, at which point they can have a professional photo taken with the celebrity. It's usually mailed or emailed to them later. The bizarre thing about this is that it affords you virtually no interaction with the celebrity. You have a few seconds while the photographer gets ready, maybe enough to introduce yourself and say, "I loved your work," and whatever, if you're lucky. Then they snap the photo and hustle you out. So why on earth would people pay so much money for this? I believe it goes back to the principle of family and tourist photography that we read about early in the course. As we discussed, photographs don't necessarily display reality. Instead, they have the ability to create an image of a perfect imagined reality that doesn't necessarily exist. This is exactly what is going on with the idea of the photo op. Even though you interacted with the celebrity for maybe 10 seconds maximum, the photo creates an alternate world in which you are close friends. You have your arms around each other, you're smiling, maybe even a little bit flirty. It's a visual record of you as a part of their sought-after personal life, even though they don't have a clue who you are. This phenomenon is even stranger if you consider the fact that the picture is utterly unconvincing. There is no way you could use it to actually convince someone of your friendship with a particular celebrity. Everyone knows that this celebrity spent hours taking similar photographs with a long line of fans, and probably couldn't pick your face out of a crowd. You know it. The celebrity knows it. There's no pretending going on here. Or, put another way, the entire thing is pretended so much that it freely acknowledges itself as such. And one last point about photo ops. They are, again, professional posed photographs. Even at this last point, getting your picture taken with your arm around your favorite celebrity, there is a line that cannot be crossed. The professional photograph of the celebrity is less interesting because it is fake. The neutral backdrop ruins the claim that you are a part of the celebrity's private life. The idea of photo ops already makes some people, including me, uncomfortable. Think how much stranger it would be if you could buy a ticket to take a photograph hanging out with a celebrity in their favorite bar or snacking in their kitchen. It's so offensive it's hard to even consider the idea seriously. In the fascination with celebrity, fans long for a glimpse into the private, true lives of the stars. Conventions cater to just that longing with photo ops, but even as the picture creates a new reality, integrating you and the celebrity into the same world, their private life remains out of reach.